So we have a sort of obscure beat 'em up that's coming to the Switch and the PS4 this week, courtesy of Arcade Archives. So what game is it and when can we expect it? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in what will be the 400th consecutive week of a release from Arcade Archives, we have Metamorphic Force. Now this is a beat 'em up game released by Konami back in 1993. And it has some similar mechanics to the X-Men arcade game as well as Mystic Warriors, considering that it ran on the same hardware. Now some people will draw comparisons to Altered Beast and the fact that you do have a beast mode that you can morph into after you collect a golden statue power-up. Now one of the reasons why this release really caught my attention is that it does support 4-player. Usually when I'm looking for some classic beat 'em ups from the 90s, a lot of them are usually only 2-player and sometimes you'll have 3-player. Now the gameplay mechanics are very simple and similar to most of the games in this era. You basically just have a jump and attack, and if you hit both of them at the same time, you'll do a special attack that'll consume some of your life. Now I mentioned the beast mode earlier, so when you pick up one of these golden statues, that'll enter you into beast mode. And if you happen to pick up another statue while you're in beast mode, you do this like full screen attack and hit everything on it. And you have 4 different characters to choose from. First we have Bon, who's a martial artist, and his beast mode is a minotaur. Then we have Claude, who's a swordsman, and his beast mode is a white werewolf. Then we have Max, who's more of a boxer, and his beast form is a werepanther. And then finally we have Ivan, who's a wrestler, and his beast mode is a werebear. Now an interesting note between the US and the Japanese versions of this game. Now the Japanese has like a traditional health bar that just decrements every time you get hit, and then once it's gone, you die. Well, the US version changed this a little bit. You now basically have what looks like a countdown timer, and this will automatically go down by 1 about every 5 seconds. However, if you get hit, it'll take off more than that. For example, I was watching a video and someone got thrown and they lost 6 points on this counter. So kind of a weird change that they made here for the US audience. I'm not sure if this overall gives you a lot more play time, as it does seem like you could take more damage than what the normal life bar would have on the Japanese version. Now the official trailer on Hamster Corporation's YouTube channel that you're seeing in the background here shows the US version. So I'm not sure if you'll have an option to be able to switch to the Japanese version, as over at Famitsu they did have screenshots of both versions in their announcement for this game. But I don't know if they just happened to pull some old pictures from somewhere else. I couldn't find anything confirming whether you'll have both the US and the Japanese version. But they did say that you would be able to adjust the game difficulty, probably using what we would call dip switches on the original hardware. And so these are just, I guess, emulated dip switches, and so there may be some other settings that you can pick from here. Now another major difference between the US and the Japanese version is that the US version adds a boss rush into stage 5. So you have to face previous bosses in pairs before you face that level's own boss, while the Japanese version, you only fight the level boss. And I should also mention that there will be some graphical differences between the two. For example, there's stained glass artwork that's seen in the final stage that is different between the Japanese and the US version, but it doesn't really affect any of the gameplay. So I'm definitely looking forward to picking this up. It says it's coming out on October 24th. Now, of course, this is the announcement over in Japan with Famitsu, so I'm not sure if that means it's going to come out Thursday or Friday this week in the US. Now these Arcade Archives are normally $7.99, so I would expect the same price here with this one. But let me know your thoughts. Did you ever play Metamorphic Force in the arcades? And how do you think it compares to, say, X-Men that runs on that same hardware? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. It really does help the channel out quite a bit. I want to thank you for watching and be good.